Previously on Tales from the 20 side.
The creature that you recognise as Izose streaks into the clearing where you're resting.
Ah, I found you.
I think now is the time to produce flame.
I'd like to perform battle medicine on Lady Argentia. Being as how she's about to drop. Oh shit. Rolled a natural 1.
You punch her in the back of the head, and as your fist connects, there's a soft squishing noise as the head pops underneath your fist.
You should have kept your head.
Is that me dead?
To start.
Yes.
Alright then. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 side, Pathfinder 2nd edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom. I am your GM for this game and for many other games on this podcast. And I'm joined by our regular cast members of Mr. Stu Jackson.
Hello!
Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
And hopefully with a bit more than half a face this time, Mr. Darren Mafucci.
Hello. Half a face?
Half a face. You only had half a face last time we recorded.
Oh, yeah, my tooth. Yeah. Confused me for a second then.
It's alright. It's what I do best is confuse me.
The old half-face joke, yeah, it's a bit hit and miss sometimes.
It is. How have we been doing, folks? It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah, all right. Not really been doing much.
Not for our listeners, of course. Our listeners who will have tuned in last week and what do you mean? It's been a while. But,
no, they've had a 4-week break from the main programme where they're listening to Rizark's Mausoleum.
Of course.
Which by the time this goes out will be resolved and they'll know that we're all dead.
There we go. It's been probably been the best part of a month now at this point, isn't it? Since we were last together like this.
I think so.
Yeah,
it has been quite a while.
And would have been up to anything fun in lockdown?
Making bread. Making bread still. That's it.
I think that's what we talked about last time as well, with your sourdough.
I feel like this is the exact conversation we had last time. I think we're stuck in some kind of...
I've not been making as much lately, but I have been, the last few days, I've been cultivating and growing my sourdough starter, because I'm going back to Nottingham to visit friends and family, and I'm taking sourdough starter to dish out to people.
And for those listening at home, sourdough starter is not street code for cocaine.
No, it's crack.
Well, I was thinking magic mushrooms if you're cultivating and growing.
And the initials S and S have no significance. Following our earlier remarks about the Hitler haircut.
Okay, which the listeners haven't heard. Someone just leave that.
Oh yes, of course they have.
That was off air. Yeah, we'll leave them to wonder what the hell we were talking about.
As we usually do.
I've been getting quite busy lately. A couple of days ago, I actually had my first on-set job again.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw you've been doing some filming again, haven't you, Stu?
Yeah, did a shoot for Public Health England, which will probably, ironically, be out before this, because they're on a really quick turnaround. But and I've been doing a thing about the Brontes as well, where I've been doing the filming and a bit of acting at home. It's been keeping me mega busy.
I suppose anything to do with public health, if it's to do with the current pandemic, well, they've got to get that out quick, haven't they? Because that gets out of date from day to day.
Yes, well, it's obesity awareness.
Okay.
For our listeners who maybe are unfamiliar with our pictures, I do classify as obese. So it's obesity awareness because presumably us fat people don't know we're fat. I'm guessing. Oh, we don't know it's bad. I don't know.
Well, it's just rude to
knows?
point it out, isn't it? It's rude to
Well, it's rude to point.
and give you a nickname based on it's
What, another one?
yeah, it's considered not done, really. I think.
I'll remind you next time you say that. Anyway.
Yes, moving on. Let's get back into our game as we're all itching to find out what's going to happen to our favourite dwarven bounty hunter. So, to bring you guys back in and set the scene a little bit, the three of you, Orwin Templeton, Brother Amos, and Otto von Niederschläger, have been venturing deeper into the border wood, looking for this mysterious figure known as Teb Notton, who leads the fairy folk who seem to have made their home in the forest at the request of Captain Rokar. You were given a guide in the form of the half-orc Tenpenny, who has led you deeper into the forest. You've survived a few things. You managed to avoid prolonged confrontation with a tree spirit. You had a bit of a fright in some ice boulders. Whereupon you discovered a creepy doll. Sorry, a creepy hut housing a creepy doll, which you wisely ignored for the time being and continued down the path. As you continued down the path towards where Teb Notton lives or is found, you became aware of the doll following you, and you did battle with it. Eventually destroyed it, and you had barely had a moment to catch your breath before you became aware of a change in the wind blowing from further up the trail that you were walking along. You hid yourselves, and after a few moments, appearing in the clearing was the ice mephit known as Izose, who was an agent of Teb Notton, who you'd had something of dealings with prior. But it seemed that this time she had come to put a stop to your intrusion, as it were, and she attacked you. You fought her off, eventually killing her at the fists of Brother Amos. But her air elemental companion, being known as Squald, also put up quite a fight, bringing Otto to the point of unconsciousness and possible death. And that is where we're going to bring us back in. So we're staying in the same initiative order we had previously, and acting next is Otto. So Otto, I need you to give me a recovery check, please.
Right. How do I do that?
Recovery check is a D20. You are in the hands of fate, so you add nothing to it. You're trying to beat 11.
Oh, 16.
Excellent. So Otto's breathing stabilizes, and you are no longer dying, Otto, but you are still unconscious.
Right.
I will take it out of rounds there, just because there's no need to stay in. Obviously, the rest of you don't know that Otto is alive. So, what would you like to do?
Well, Alwyn, the medic, is going to rush on over. Just to be clear, is Squald's down, isn't he?
Yes, Squald was destroyed.
Okay, good. I just wanted to be clear on that. So Alwyn will rush over, put a hand on his healing tools, then think, actually, better play safe than sorry, and we'll go into his backpack and take out a minor healing potion, which he will pour down Otto's throat.
Okay.
Giving Otto 4 hit points back.
Okay, so Otto, you recover 4 hit points, and your eyes snap open, and you find yourself face down in the snow, with Orwin kind of standing over you and pouring a glass vial into your mouth.
Thank you, Alwyn. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're alive! Oh gosh, that was. Oh my goodness, yes, that was a close one.
It was very close, but it would not be a fight if Otto von Niederschläger didn't end up nearly half dead, would it?
Well, indeed. Well, when you collapsed, then I thought, oh gosh, I thought that was it.
I thought that was it for me too. I thought I was about to meet Cayden Cailean face to face.
Well, indeed. All hail the hero, though, of our brother Amos.
Brother Amos, was it his furious fists that defeated the foe in the end?
Well, what can I say?
Yes, he was flinging his furious fist fast.
What can you say? Indeed, you are one to let your fists do the talking. I know.
Exactly.
Now I'm picturing him holding up his hand like a sock puppet and just moving it. So, got like it.
I will destroy you.
Okay. So who? Well, we know Otto is badly injured. How's everyone else looking?
So you take a moment to collect yourselves and look around the group. Lady Argentia and Tenpenny have also both been quite severely injured. Obviously, Lady Argentia having gone down also in that battle.
Well, Lady Argentia and Tenpenny have both had battle medicine from me today.
Some more effective than others.
Some more effective than others. How's Brother Amos looking?
Brother Amos is fine.
Yes, we would say that, having seen how he's healing. Okay, I'll start with the battle medicine on Otto then.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you believe it? So this is why I didn't try battle medicine when he was dying. Rolled a 4, so that's 9.
At least it's not a critical fail.
It's not a critical fail. Okay. Well, if someone wants to start building a fire, I will go around the three of them doing normal treat wounds.
I'll start to build a fire.
Okay.
So do I recover more hit points from that administration of your medicine?
You do not.
I was incompetent.
Olwen was not able to give you anything meaningful there also, but at least he didn't tear out your jugular by accident.
It can happen, can't it?
It's funny you should say that because there's this sort of perhaps now's not the time. Yes, let me take my time over it, and I'll do a normal treat wounds on Otto first.
Okay.
Oh, fuck's sake. No, 8's not going to cut it.
I know you're doing your very best, my friend. I'm hanging in there.
I will try a normal treat wounds on Tenpenny. 9. I know I'll try a normal
tired
treat
from
wounds on Lady
our
Argentia.
The combat has exhausted you, my friend.
23 for
You're
Lady
not-
Argentia.
Hey, there we go.
Ah, you did something.
Finally. So that's 2d8 she gets back, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yay, a whole 4.
It's better than nothing.
It is.
Yeah. So you
Right.
you
It's
spend
better
half
than
an
3.
hour. It is. So yeah, between you sort of make a small campfire, just to keep you warm whilst you're doing this, and you spend half an hour, sort of patching up injuries as best you can.
Right, gonna sit by the campfire, get my hip flask out, and start communing with Cayden Cailean.
Sure thing. Okay. As you're doing so, can I have perception rolls from everybody, please?
Does that include me if I'm doing something else?
Yes, please.
Ooh, 24. I have woken up to be very perceptive.
Yeah.
19.
13.
Okay. So Otto, it seems that healing potion that Alwyn has given you was laced with a significant amount of caffeine, because you're suddenly very awake and very alert. And as you're kind of sitting around this fire, just kind of gazing into the forest a bit, about 80 feet away from you, you're not quite sure how you missed it previously. Perhaps it was the excitement of the battle, but you look up into the trees and you see what looks to be a structure in one of the trees.
Ah. Look, up there, there appears to be some kind of structure in one of the trees.
That was very well spotted. My goodness, that healing potion must have been good. Gives you wings, eh?
Well, I was flat on my
local.
back, so I was naturally looking upwards. So
Yes, I know that position very, very well.
Lying around again, Otto.
yes, lie back and think about
If it's okay
Salon.
with you, chaps, I'm going to sit by the fire and just, think about things a little bit, and I can help make people feel better if you want to go and investigate. I'm only a shout away.
Well, the last time we investigated something like that, it had a creepy doll in it, and I wouldn't want to encounter another one of those.
What are the chances of that happening again? Really?
You're right, my friend. You're right. That must have just been a one-off. So, how high is this treehouse? Is it reachable from? Do we need ropes and climbing gear?
You sort of make your way over to it. When you say you're staying by the fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Lady Argentia and Tenpenny are going to do the same. They're sort of taking a moment just to catch their breath as well. But Otto and Brother Amos, you make your way over to this structure in the tree, and yeah, as you approach, it becomes clearer. It does seem to be a small tree house of sorts, like a fairly basic cabin. Doesn't look that big, but as you get to the tree, you do see a rope ladder leading up to it.
Otto, if there's another doll in this one, set fire to it.
I will do, yes. I will prepare to make fire. Shall I cautiously climb up and have a look? I feel like I might be pushing my luck a bit, having just recovered from a near-death experience.
I'll go, I'll check.
You check, and if I hear you shouting, then I will produce flame.
Okay. So, Brother Amos, you're climbing the tree.
Yes.
Okay. You start making your way up the rope ladder. And yeah, the rope ladder, it seems to have been here for quite some time. The steps on the rope ladder creak a bit. There's a heart-stopping moment when you're about halfway up, and there's a really loud creak, and you think that the whole thing's going to snap under your weight, but it doesn't. You are able to climb the rope ladder without incident, and you eventually find yourself kind of on a lip looking into this treehouse. The door is open, and there is no light coming from inside the cabin.
I'll move inside and have a little search around.
Okay. You make your way into the cabin, and the first thing that strikes you is the amount of dust in this room. You sort of walk in and sort of immediately sneeze as just the amount of particles in the air just hits you straight in the face. You sort of look around the inside of this place, and it looks like it hasn't been. It looks like you're the first person who's been here in quite a long time. You sort of look around. There's a basic bed in one corner with what looks to be quite a moth-eaten blanket covering on it. There's a small cooking pot in the centre of the room, and although you don't see any people in the room, you do see kind of in the corner there's what looks to be a small stack of books and papers and a leather satchel.
I'll have a little look inside that leather satchel then.
Okay. You pop open the leather satchel, and as you do so, you see inside this satchel, again, you kind of brush the dust off, and you click it open, and you see inside a number of small vials, each containing a slightly different, most containing sort of a variety of coloured liquids. And there is also in that satchel a small round box, type thing that has it's made of brass, and it has engraved on it a symbol that looks a bit like two crossed swords with a 4-pointed star between them.
Okay. 4-pointed star.
Yep.
Can I open the box? Is it accessible?
Yeah, you absolutely can. So you sort of brush the dust off the top of this box, and it is quite clearly a box because it's a bit lighter than it appears, and you can see like a rim around the outside. You sort of get a finger under it, and you have to work it a little bit. It seems that this might have fused shut just where it's been, been sat for so long. And you pop it open, and you find yourself looking into a compass.
Ooh, a compass.
I'll tell you what. Are you trained in society, Brother Amos?
No.
You're not. Okay.
No.
Don't worry then.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. Can I have a little look at the books? See if I can get any information from those.
You definitely can. Yeah, no, this would just be a general intelligence roll, please, Brother Amos.
Intelligence. 10.
10. Yeah, it's there's no central topic amongst these books. Most of them appear to be personal sort of diary entries. They seem to be chronicles of whoever was using this place before. It seems to be their chronicles of things that they had found whilst exploring the forest. And the rest of the books are kind of all falling apart and yellowed and stuff.
Okay. Is there anything under the bed? Can I have a look under the bed?
You absolutely can. You take a look under the bed, and you see looks to be a small lockbox.
Ooh, I'll take that.
Okay.
Is it? Can I open it, or is it locked?
You pick it up and you sort of give it a shake. It doesn't sound like there's anything inside it. And indeed, you go to open it, and it pops open, and there is nothing inside it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pocket it anyway. I'll put it in the satchel with the potions and the compass. And if there's nothing else to be found, I'll climb back down.
Okay, and you do so. Before long, you find yourself back on the forest floor. Otto's waiting there somewhat nervously, I assume. Yeah, no, you make your way back to Otto unmolested.
Okay, so yep. I found a satchel full of potions, a compass, and an empty lockbox.
Ah, well, that sounds useful. I had a start for a moment when I heard you. Was that a sneeze? It sounded like a scream. So I was ready to immolate the entire treehouse in order to save you from something worse, of course. But I'm glad I stayed my hand.
Yes, me too.
Would 10 minutes have gone by in that time, Dom?
Yes, this would all have taken place over the span of about 10 minutes.
Okay, so presumably I've got my focus point back now. So who is looking the worst out of Otto, Tempany, and Lady Argentia?
I think it's actually Otto. Yes,
if you mean the prettiest, yes, it's Otto. Otto loses that competition.
Alwyn will wander over, slap Otto on the back. Otto, you get 6 hit points back. And Alwyn would like to return back to the fire and take his hip flask back out and start.
Thank you, my
Doing it
friend.
again.
It is much appreciated. I am now acquiring some resilience.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, so you want to take another 10 minutes, Stu?
Yes, please. My intention is to do this 3 times in total for Lady Argentia and Tenpenny.
Gotcha.
Unless something happens to.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
How's your hip flask doing on contents?
It is currently. It's currently half full after the next lot that I'm drinking.
Okay.
I'm keeping an accurate note of it, as we discussed.
Excellent. Thank you. All right then. So you start sitting down to take another 10 minutes. Okay. And you're sort of sat around this campfire, nervously listening to the wind again and there is a moment where you hear a sharp change in the wind, similar to what you had before Izose arrived, and I think you'll tense reflexively, and then after a moment passes, the wind dies down, and you relax back into what you were doing. Another 10 minutes goes by. You recover your focus point.
So who's worst out of Tenpenny and Lady Argentia?
They're both. Oh no, Lady Argentia is just worse off.
Okay, I'll gently lay my hand on her shoulder, and she gets 6 hit points back.
Okay.
I'm just going to turn to the other side. So, if there's this tree house that's not a tree house of horror, it seems, why are we sat down here?
Well, you can't have a fire in a tree house. I don't advise it.
No, but they've got walls and things, and it's easier to defend.
Our Tenpenny and Lady Argentia are in a fit condition to climb a rope ladder.
Yeah, they're fine. They're not. They're injured, but they're not crippled.
I'm nervous we could become trapped there if something arrives and waits for us below the tree. There's nowhere to run when you're in a tree house.
But you can just drop fire on it, can't you?
Yes,
Rain
and
fire
set fire to
from
the
above.
set fire to the tree that we're sitting in.
Maybe some of these vials will be useful. Perhaps, Alwyn, you'd like to examine them.
Alwyn will have a good look at these vials.
Okay. Just for ease of this kind of thing, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys. I generally run with a rule that you can identify a potion by having like a little taste of it. Just kind of dipping your finger in.
Okay. I'll dip my finger in the various. How many vials were there?
There were a total of 10 vials.
10. Who wants to try some?
I'll try the pinky ready ones.
Okay, so over the course of a few minutes, you all sort of just sample these potions enough to get an idea of what they do, but without actually taking any of the effects. There are 6 of them that are kind of a shimmering red colour. These are all minor elixirs of life. Two of them have a kind of goopy green fluid inside them, and as soon as you take a flavour of these, it's quite bitter, but it seems like it would be quite effective in fighting off poison. These are antitoxins. There's a 9th one which is kind of a grey colour and looks to have, it has a bit of a gravelly texture. And as soon as you have a little dab of that, you feel the tiniest bit of strength surge through your body. This is a lesser juggernaut mutagen. and the last one does not have a liquid in it at all. It seems to have a small sort of bolt of lightning dancing around inside the bottle. You get the sense that you probably shouldn't open that, but if you threw it at someone, it might hurt. That is a lesser bottled lightning.
Although I've never tasted lightning before.
Yes, it's not like tasting the rainbow, you know. I'm going to suggest that maybe Brother Amos, you should have the lesser juggernaut potion.
My thought exactly.
Okay.
And Otto, I think the bottled lightning would be safe in your hands because you like to zap and blow things up quite
I
a
do.
lot,
I
don't
do.
you?
That's my first reaction to most situations.
And I'm going to suggest that I look after the others, the healing potions.
It seems reasonable.
Maybe if we each have one of these minor elixirs of life about our person, though.
That sounds like a good idea.
And the rest for you.
Well, not for me, but for me to administer.
For you to
needs be.
hold on to.
Yes. So that would mean 2. 2 minor elixirs of life in Alwyn's hands, 2 antitoxins.
It's 2 lesser antidotes, by the way. Sorry, and antitoxins are a different game system entirely.
Lesser antidotes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okey-doke. Yeah, but you didn't, Brother Amos, you didn't happen to see a stove or anything in this treehouse, did you?
No stove. A bed and some books.
I do feel we'll be more comfortable there.
Why don't...
As you're having this conversation, the snow that was kind of gently falling around you begins to come down really quite heavily.
I think that is a good reason to get into the treehouse. And then the snow will cover our tracks.
Yeah. Yes, that seems like a reasonable idea.
Is it possible to take up enough largish stones that we can create a fire on top of them without setting fire to the treehouse?
I mean, give me a. I want to say survival. Yeah, give me a survival roll.
Anyone wants to assist?
See how many you can find.
No? Okay.
Yes, I'll do a survival roll.
Okay.
12.
Okay. So you get +2 to your check, Orwin.
Okay, that would be 13 then.
Okay. Yeah. So where the ground is covered with snow, you don't see many rocks around. You find a few large rocks, probably enough to build a fire on. It wouldn't be a particularly massive fire, but you could build a fire nonetheless.
Okay, thinking safety first.
Yeah.
We'll take those up then.
Okay. And so you make your way up into the hut, and as previously described, it's very, very dusty up here. Clearly hasn't been used in some time. And aside from the bed, the books, and this little cooking pot in one corner, it is now entirely empty. What would you like to do?
Well, make this small fire, for one thing, and when that's done, Alwyn would like to get back to his community.
Sure, you can absolutely do so. Toward the end of that 10 minutes, Orwin, you hear, sounds like something shuffling on the ground beneath you.
Okay, take out the longbow and carefully peering over the edge with the arrow pointing first, I'll look to see what it is.
Okay. Give me. How quiet are you being when you're doing this?
I'm trying to be as quiet as possible.
Okay. If I could have a stealth roll, please.
I certainly can. 5. God,
Okay.
he's had a lot from the hip flask today.
I'm up
Yes.
here with a bow and arrow.
It's all right. We're being quiet. It's not hurt us.
Fantastic. Olwyn, as you peek out of the hut, you start looking down under the tree, and you can see looks to be quite a large black shape, sort of just moving past, moving through the trees. It sort of stops for a second and sniffs, and you hear. And it looks up at you, Olwyn, and you can see that this appears to be a black bear.
Maybe we should pull the rope ladder up.
Yeah, and as it sees you, Olwyn, it seemed to have been kind of picking at the ground, looking for something to eat, and it sees you on top of this tree, Olwyn, and it starts to move towards the tree.
Hang on, bear with me. Guys, there's a black bear coming. Was that you said also? We should
Yes, pull the ladder up.
Yes,
I don't know
yes,
if bears
bears.
climbing us, but it can't hurt.
I know one thing about bears, and we're in a wood.
Oh yes, be careful where you step.
Yes.
And look out for
Yeah, well-
popes.
As you're having this conversation, there is a loud and the whole treehouse shakes as you look back down, Olwyn, and the bear is now starting to climb the tree itself.
Okay, fire an arrow at it.
Okay, roll the attack.
Oh, that's not bad. 23.
23 is going to hit. Roll some damage.
Okay. Oh, 2.
2 points of damage.
That's less good.
Yeah. Okay, and with that, I think we should now roll some initiative.
22.
It's pretty good.
6.
Initiative. Is that a perception?
Perception.
It's perception.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
That doesn't have any bad effect. It just means you're going probably last.
Okay.
16.
Yeah. Initiative is one of the few places where a natural 1 isn't the worst thing in the world.
That's alright then.
Okay. So sorry, one more time. Otto, yours was
16.
16. Alwyn,
22.
22. Brother Amos was 5.
6 in total.
6 total. Okay.
Changing my dice.
Won't help you.
You don't know.
Okay. Honestly, oh well, I think
It's one of the things I always think they should include in Pathfinder is some actual dice gods.
you can probably make one for the god of probability, that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a god of luck, isn't there?
There is.
Get who-
Yeah, the name escapes me right now as I am focusing on other things.
Yeah.
So anyway, acting first, actually, is going to be Alwyn again.
How far away is the bear down this tree?
So the tree house you're in, it's not that high. You're only maybe 20 feet up in the air.
Okay. Alwyn will fire another arrow. Oh, natural 20.
Oh, I think.
Yay.
Let me check, but I think that's probably going to hit.
I would hope so. Do we get a critical hit card?
You do, but I don't have them with me. Bear with me. Bear with me.
Pause here.
Insert elevator music here, Stu.
Ooh, bit of Iron Maiden. White man came.
Ah,
The sea. He brought us pain and
misery. We fought
I
him
was-
hard, we fought him well, out on the
Out of the
plains.
plains.
We gave him hell. Great song, love Iron Maiden.
Me too. I was really into them as a youngster.
Seen them
So
live a
No
few
Prayer
times.
on the Road tour twice. Yeah.
It's one of those bands that I've never had the pleasure of seeing. I keep missing them. I've got a friend they are his favourite band, and I think he's seen them 21 times at this point.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But if it's not Bruce Dickinson, he hasn't really seen Iron Maiden. So that's a bold choice I'm making there, isn't it?
I mean,
A sweeping statement.
It is a sweeping statement, and I stand by it. Come on,
Yeah.
listeners.
Blaze Bailey never happened.
hey, Fear of the Dark is a great album.
That's right.
He's not worse than Bruce. He's different.
Yeah, that's why to me it's not Iron Maiden.
Fair enough. Anyway, shall we crack back on?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. So
Something to do with the bear.
critical hit cards. I've just drawn this. It was with a longbow, wasn't it, Stu?
With a longbow, yes.
Okay. Actually, one thing I have just realised, it doesn't matter for this roll because it was a natural 20. The longbow has the volley trait. So if you're shooting at something within 30 feet, you take a penalty, I believe.
Oh, yes, that's right. But it does also have the deadly D10.
It does. Okay. So as your arrow, as you loose your arrow at this bear, Olwyn, it slams into kind of one of the hind legs that's still on the ground, and you see the arrow actually passes through the leg and sticks into the ground, and you watch as the bear is sort of trying to tug it as if it's stuck. The critical hit card you drew was Pinned Arm, which applies the bow critical specialization effect.
Right. I get to roll 2d8 and my deadly D10, don't I?
You do. So do 2d8 first. No, actually, it's d8 doubled.
1d8 double.
1d8
Okay.
doubled, then a d10.
D10. Okay. Well, the d8 doubled is 4. But I rolled 7 on the d10, so
11 points of
11
damage.
points of damage.
Nasty on the bear there. Might possibly be regretting its choice of meal here. But that is the end of Olwyn's turn.
No, that was my first action.
Of course it was, because your other shot was in the
Yeah.
yeah.
Not that we don't have surprise rounds in GF2, but it's what triggered initiative. Yes.
It was.
Okay, so my second action, I would like to move to the edge of the door so that if anything comes up to the doorway, I can still get at it. And I would like to draw the spear.
Okay.
Go on, Otto! Burn it!
Are you sure you want me to burn a bear that's climbing the tree that we're sitting in?
Yes. He's not your average bear.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn there, Olwen?
That would be the end of my go, yes.
So Otto, we're round to you.
Well, I'm thinking it'll be safer to produce an electric arc and tackle the bear with that rather than producing flame. It won't burn us all down.
Is that what you'd like to do?
That's what I'll do, yes.
Okay. So you spend your first action moving up to the edge of the platform so that you can get a good look down.
Mm-hmm.
Your second and third actions, you cast Electric Arc. Bear has to make a reflex save. I'm going to say because it's pinned by the arrow, it's going to have a penalty to that. Okay. So that is that's still a 14 against your spell save DC, Otto.
My spell save DC is 16.
16, so he fails. So it's 1d4 plus your charisma electric damage.
Right, my charisma is 3.
Okay. Plus 3, sorry, not 4.
Yes, plus 3. So do you want to throw the d4?
Yes. Roll the d4.
And it's a 4.
Hey, so it takes 7 points of electricity damage. There's a smell of burnt hair as the electricity shoots out from Otto's fingers and sort of crackles around the bear for a moment. So that is going to end your turn, Otto. Okay, and the bear, perhaps thinking better of this, you see it kind of roars in pain at the injuries that it's been dealt. Yanks its hind legs. You hear the snapping of the arrow that was holding it in place, followed by a thud as it drops down from the tree and begins to shuffle off into the forest.
And I dust my hands off.
Okay.
Yay, we won!
Well, that's that.
Okay. We're round to Lady Argentia and Tenpenny, who rolled the exact same initiative. They both take out their crossbows, load a bolt, and they move up to the edge of the platform to kind of stand either side of you, Otto. Just kind of waiting to see what happens next. Brother Amos, we're round to you.
Once the bear's retreated, I don't know if there's much that I can do.
Okay.
I'll just wait to see what happens.
You can choose to do nothing if you so wish.
Yeah, I'm going to choose to do nothing. I'm going to have a nice little sit down in the corner, leaf through these books.
Okay. And we're back round to Olwen.
And the bear's definitely hightailing it out of there, is he?
I mean, you can't see it. It's kind of going underneath the tree where you are. So without looking, you don't know for certain.
I can't be sure, but I'm fairly certain bears don't go for reinforcements. So I think he's running away. I think we're all right now. But just to be on the safe side, Alwyn will drop the spear, pick up the bow, and ready an action of if the bear comes charging back again to fire.
Okay, you can do that. And we're back round to Otto.
I think I would just make myself comfortable and keep an eye out. But I'm not
Okay.
going to. He seems to have gone, but you never know in these woods.
Okay. So Otto, you sit yourself down on the edge of the platform, sort of flanked by Argentia and Tenpenny, both holding crossbows. You watch as the bear does indeed kind of shuffle off into the woods. Seems to be bleeding quite profusely from that hind leg. It's limping as it moves away, but it is definitely moving deeper into the forest.
That is a good thing. I don't like to hurt animals, but
Oh, I've just had a really horrible thought.
what?
Dryad Lady's not going to be happy. Alwyn will call out into the wild. Sorry, Dryad Lady, we were just defending ourselves, but we didn't kill him.
You listen to the wind for a moment, expecting to hear, possibly expecting to hear the Dryad's voice come through to you once again, and all you hear is the wind.
I hate you.
Oh, dear.
Okay. So you guys are now out of combat once again. What would you like to do?
Is there
Well,
anything
Alvin will go
I can
back
do
to-
to improve my health again? Perhaps I could drink one of these minor elixirs of life. Would that help anything?
I would hold on to that for dire events. I'm going to I'm going to recommune with Cayden Cailean again, so I can help Tenpenny. But I think we'll all feel a lot better for a sleep. What time of day is this, Dom?
At this point, it's it's still really quite early. Maybe 2 o'clock latest.
A nice afternoon nap.
Yes.
Never
yes,
hurt
I think
anyone.
We'll benefit for that. Except for those who get murdered in their beds. Maybe this is not the time and place for that kind of joke. Anyway, yes. But yes, I think we should have a resty.
Yes, you go back to what you were doing, and you after 10 minutes passes, you have reconvened once again with Cayden Cailean.
Okay, and I'll lay my hands on Tenpenny, who gets 6 hit points back.
Okay. Yeah, there. She's looking a lot healthier now, as is Lady Argentia.
As the doctor of the group, I prescribe sleep.
Okay. So in terms of sleeping, you mechanically you can only benefit from a sleeping rest once every 24 hours. I mean, if you wish to just spend the rest of the day hiding out in this cabin and then eventually going to bed when it starts getting dark, you can absolutely do that.
Well, if we plan ahead and work out some way of providing light for Lady Argentia and Brother Amos, maybe we can go visit Ted Norton at night. Is that a good idea? That sounds like a bad idea. I don't know why.
I like it.
Otto, can you cast light? Is that a thing you can do?
What can I do? Let me just check.
It'll be in your cantrip list if you.
No, I can't cast light.
Or do you have dancing lights, maybe?
No.
Fair enough.
Torches? I mean, you can always make some torches. We know the doctor's good at making.
I can produce flame. Yes, that gives a bit of light.
Yes.
Yeah, and torches are a thing that you would have in your backpacks anyway.
So it's not
But
as
we don't
good as-
necessarily. Torches enable people to see you long before you see them.
Yes.
Yeah, perhaps we'd be better just going in the daytime.
So you're thinking sort of now.
Yes.
Well, if we're going to do that, I think that's a cracking idea. I would like half an hour before we do. And my planned arm is to do 3 more rounds of lay on hands.
Okay.
In fact, if we can make it 40 minutes, that would be even better. That way I'd still have a focus point at the end. That's my thinking.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Unfortunately, that would mean I have an empty hit flask, but, you know, it's not a situation I'm familiar with.
Well, perhaps I can help. I have a flask as well that I've not been
All right.
imbibing too much of. I will give you what I've got.
Oh, that would be very generous of you, thank you.
We worship the same God after all, do we not?
We do. We do indeed. But yeah, if we're okay with that, then Otto, Lady Argentia and Tenpenny each get another 6 hit points.
Okay. So over the period of this 40 minutes, you know, the way I flavour it is you all sit down. You know, Orwin kind of breaks out a couple of small goblets from somewhere, pours everybody a drink, and that constitutes as the lay on hands for everybody. You spend the best part of 40 minutes sort of stealing your nerves, perhaps laughing about some of the things that were previously so terrifying. The whole time, Lady Argentia and Tenpenny are keeping watch, kind of sat on the edge of this platform together with their crossbows, and generally chatting as they do so. And yeah, eventually after about 40 minutes, you are able to do all of that. You encounter nothing else in the forest, certainly nothing else vicious. There is a fair bit of wildlife moving around this area. You see a couple of foxes, a few birds and such, but nothing as dangerous as the bear that you just encountered.
Okay.
And so you were doing lay on hands on who? Sorry.
Otto, Tenpenny and Lady Argentia.
Okay.
And then 1 more focus point so that I'm charged up with a focus point.
Gotcha.
And that uses up my
That is done as well.
left.
Everybody looking much more hale and hearty. You sort of take this time. Whilst you're having this short break, Tenpenny explains to you that it's maybe 45 minutes to an hour from this point to where she knows Tenpenny to be. And she also warns you that kind of from this point on, the snow really starts to get quite thick compared to what you've been experiencing so far. Just as a note. So yeah, unless anybody else wants to do anything in that time.
No.
Okay.
One quick question. You say everybody's looking a lot better. Is anyone still injured?
Yes. So Otto is obviously still injured. Tenpenny and Lady Argentia, they're at probably about 75%.
Look, it's up to you, chaps, but I can try and heal you all if you like. If we better mean spending a bit more time.
Lady Argentia says, "No, it's okay. I would much rather see this done sooner rather than later. How about I just drink this elixir you gave me and we get moving?"
I'd recommend saving it for emergencies. It's up to you, of course. It's yours to do with as you wish.
I mean, my father always says that prevention is better than cure, so I will take mine now. And she drinks hers. Tenpenny sort of toys with hers in her hand for a second, and decides against it and stows it back in her pouch. But Lady Argentia drinks her elixir of life, and she's looking much better. Still not quite at full, but she's only. I mean, putting a number on it, she's 2 hit points down.
Okay. Neera's done it for.
Yeah.
And how's Otto?
I have 16 hit points, so
But I have no idea what you would normally have.
Because I had a maximum of 15, but that seems a bit low.
Yeah, that does seem low.
So I have
Very low.
We'll figure that out in the break. So, the five of you make your way back down the tree house ladder eventually. You hitch your packs and you begin making your way back on the trail led by Tenpenny. And that is where we're going to end it for this session.
Ooh. Back on the trail. Otto's still alive! Yay!
yeah, I'm alive again. I'm resurrected.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Fiegel Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com, editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.